Teofimo Lopez, racist father, just made a bunch of excuses for Teofimo getting beat up by Shakur Stevenson. And one of them was his son has a weak mind. Okay. Okay, Ring Culture, welcome back to Ring Culture, where we play no games, we just spit game about the game we love. Before we get into this video though, go over to my reaction page, the Nuclear Reactor, and check out my series reactions and my sports reactions. But back over here, Ring Culture, make sure you like and comment down below. That's how y'all push me into the algorithm. And then I'll go get them. When my content hit them and fit them and sit with them. Subscribe and hit the bell notification so y'all can be notified for every time I upload. Share my videos and make sure y'all hype my channel. So I did a video the other day about Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson fight, where I just went into a lot of the reasons for the racism that's perpetuated by minorities in America towards us black people. But today I'm going to be doing a video of the post-fight interview Teofimo Lopez's dad did, and it was bizarre for a few reasons, because he tried to make it seem like he was some type of mastermind, his son wasn't following his instructions. But before I go too deep into this, too deep into my comments, I want y'all to hear what Teofimo Lopez's dad had to say, and I'll come back and let y'all know what I think on the other side. Listen to this.
No. Everything was fine. The sparring sessions were like what motivated me to this fight. That I was 100% sure he was gonna win. For some reason, the game plan, my son didn't do what I told him he was supposed to do. His rhythm was supposed to be different, where we were supposed to stop Shakur from doing whatever Shakur does best, you know what I'm saying? Congratulations to him for winning, you know what I'm saying? But that was not my son in there, I think probably the networks and everybody, the media, everything leading up to this fight, everybody already talking that already about Shakur fighting in May, where the winner was supposed to go and fight in May, against whoever it was. So I think that probably got to him, you know what I'm saying? People talking about me being drunk, all that stuff, when he went to the press conference and I wasn't there, I didn't show up because I was resting. And I think all that affected him in this fight, Like a lot of people say, my son is like mentally like easy to, mess with. And how you gonna fight, a fight when everybody wants you to lose? You understand what I'm saying? And I don't know what happened. It just looked like all his powers were not there. Like everything was like that we planned, everything that he did in sparring, everything that we planned to do was not there. His power was not there. I was in shock, man, and I think this a lot of this has to do with everybody not wanting him to win. You know what I'm saying? There was not one person talking good about him. You know what I'm saying? So, that has to stop. And in this planet, this world, that's why we have this sport. The best man has to win, and nobody knows who's winning unless, you know what I'm saying? The average person could have an opinion, you know what I'm saying? But when you have all the networks saying that my son's gonna get his ass whooped, that, that every time my son looks at social media, they're talking bad about him, it's not right. It's not right. That got to change. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna prepare him. Maybe he's not ready. He's been 5 years without losing. That he got beat up. Man, that was a headbutt. And my son didn't get beat up, man. He went to 12 rounds with a good boxer. You know, we were supposed to do different things in there, and that didn't work. You know, and that happens. It happens to anybody. You know what I'm saying? All the greats have lost, and they have come back, and they have done great. So, you know, we're here and we're gonna stay. He's still 28 years old. He's still not in his prime, and we're coming back stronger than ever. You know, next time I think he's ready to go to 147. I mean, we hurt Shakur like I think in the 8th round, and he was hurt for about 2 rounds, and he let him come back.
He had Shakur Stevens hurt for 2 rounds.
You know, the whole plan was not to exchange with him. The whole plan was not to box with him. But I guess, you know, it worked to Shakur's benefit, and congratulations to him and to his team. And we got to move to better things, you know what I'm saying? It's not the end of the world. You know, a lot of great fighters have lost 8 times, and you know, it's not, my son is not 40 years old or 30 or 48 years old, so we still got a lot more to do, you know? Yeah, no, mentally, of course he's going to be all right. He wasn't okay the whole week, you know what I'm saying? I think like for about 2 or 3 weeks he wasn't okay because everybody was talking really bad about him. You know, that's got to stop, you know? And I think that it was a plan that worked, you know, because they know that my son sometimes takes everything serious, you know, and that's why he was talking the way he was talking in the press conference, you know, talking about a lot, you know, bad things and stuff like that. I told him to stop doing that, you know, but when you talk bad about your father, you know, that affects a lot.
All right, y'all heard what the racist had to say. He basically saying his son can't take social media criticism. He said all the greats have lost. No, Floyd Mayweather never lost. Terrence Crawford never lost. And he said that he also said he kept alluding to this point that everybody wanted him to lose. That's not true. Everybody did not want him to lose. There was a lot of people that wanted him to win. But let's just go with that goofy narrative. Everybody wanted him to lose. Do y'all ever see online during Terrence Crawford's career how many people wanted him to lose, downplaying his opponents, calling them nobodies, even though he fought a lot of elite to great to good fighters? Not at the beginning. No fighter fights elite to great to good at the direct beginning of their career, but the competition gradually gets better when they go up. But did that ever affect Bud Crawford? Ever? He used it as motivation and fuel because Bud Crawford knew he was the man. This dude is basically saying his son can't take negative press. Another part that tripped me out was how he completely threw his son under the bus in another way. First he called him soft, mentally weak. Then he said the things that I told him he wasn't implementing. Like this guy, some type of boxing guru, and the only reason if my son would have listened to me, he would have won. Man, he also said the plan wasn't to box Shakur Stevens. What was the plan then? What was it? To brawl? To run? What was it? Other than boxing. I mean, don't you say that your son is highly skilled? Doesn't Lopez fans say that he's highly skilled? And he's not supposed to box Shakur Stevens? And that interview made absolutely no sense. This is nasty work by his father. I don't feel bad for Teofimo, though. I have a hard time feeling bad for racist people who think I'm less than human. And out of all the insane shit that his father and him, racist stuff they've been saying, Shakur Stevenson still looked out for him after the fight, and he felt bad for him because Teofimo Lopez was literally in the room after the fight by himself. His whole team was gone. His whole team. Andre Ward spoke about that. 2 black dudes showing more class than these 2 racists. Because we all should be looking out for each other. But sadly, that ain't how it is for some people. But I don't feel bad for Teofimo. He's going to go up to 147. He gonna fight a couple of people. But I want y'all to listen to the way Teofimo was talking about himself after this fight. Check this out.
When life comes at you, it'll come at you in many ways, and you gotta treat it like a champ. That's it. You gotta treat it like a champ. Tell yourself it's okay. I learned from it, and I treat it like a champ every time. So no, not at all. I think honestly, it's just the way things played out. The cards that were at hand. The dealer, I was gambling, and the dealer didn't play my cards right. That's all. I did poorly on not listening to my team. That's on me. Take it on the chin, My team did a phenomenal job. They had great guidelines. They had great instructions. I just didn't listen tonight.
Do you give yourself time to reflect and appreciate how well you've done so far in your career?
No, not at all. I hate myself for it, but it's part of it. It's just part of the life.
You've got to appreciate it as well.
I don't appreciate it. That's why.
Oh, sure.
I don't. I think that I get butchered. And I think God punishes me a lot for it. So I'm just a punching bag to that. So one day I'll get, maybe one day, but not yet.
So y'all heard that. I got no problem with the way he took the loss. I think he took the loss like a man, the way any person should take the loss. But his father has him so brainwashed. He's saying stuff that his father said, that his father probably said to him, because his father probably got in his ear after the fight to make sure his father let his son know it wasn't his father's fault that he lost, and it was all your fault, Teofimo, saying that he didn't listen to his father or whatever. Another thing his father has him brainwashed on, Teofimo seems to think that God is punishing him whenever something doesn't go right in his life. That is just insane. You know what I'm saying? I think, again, I don't feel sorry for a racist. But Teofimo, let me just say this about everybody. As human beings, we should all look to better ourselves because we all make a lot of mistakes. We all need second, third, fourth, and fifth chances. So I don't got no problem with that. I don't give chances to racists until they stop being racist. So, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't really get down with people who don't see me as a full human being. You know what I'm saying? But Teofimo's father rushing to the media to say all the shit that he said, and you can tell he said it to Teofimo. Just listen to the way Teofimo's talking. He's saying he hate himself for it. And it was weak-minded, what Teofimo said. But he did handle the loss like a true competitor should. You know what I'm saying? I actually believe he should get rid of his father and get a new trainer. And that he should start becoming his own man. And to go back, I digress, to go back to what I was saying, I believe every human being should try to grow in knowledge and increase. And if Teofimo ever just sat down and reflect and introspection and just tried to grow and be a better man, not saying that he's a terrible human being, but if we should all be, and look, people can do whatever they want. I'm just going to say me. I need to always be under construction every day to build, to actually not to be a hindrance on the people around me and the society as a whole. You know what I'm saying? And for Teo, that includes not being racist. That we're all equal. You know what I'm saying? But what do I see for Teofimo Lopez? I still think Teofimo Lopez is an above average boxer. You know what I mean? But there's certain styles he just can't compete with. And I don't think he ever will be able to compete with them until he gets rid of his father and actually gets a real trainer to train him. The funny thing is, before I leave though, Teofimo talking about the monkeys getting bananas, and he got his ass whooped by one of them. Ring Culture, y'all let me know what y'all think down below. Always remember, we are Ring Culture, because the whole point of the culture is to win rings. Culture. I love y'all. Peace.